when the huge gelding turns and carries my son to the bottom of the steps. "What are you doing, Mom?" Cash asks, leaning in and resting his chin on Shadow's mane. "Waiting for you," I say. "What are you doing?" He straightens, pointing back at the valley. "We went up to the cliffs. Dad's showing me where he runs the cattle when he changes the pasture around." I look past him to my husband, walking towards me with that habitually stern expression on his face. It's the face that makes me remember why I never take off the silver collar around my neck. Not once in the 7 years we've been married. His pale blue gaze flicks up and catches mine. He gives me that look, the one that always gets my panties to drop around my ankles whenever he wants. My entire body tingles, like it did when we first met. "Careful up in the cliffs," I say lightly. "Why?" Cash demands. I turn to Gerard, who has his hands on his hips. He shrugs, glancing back. "Wouldn't want to get caught between them," he says. "Not when the cattle are coming through." Cash squints, screwing up his face as he stares over the field. He's trying to make sense of what his father is saying, but he'll never admit there might be something in the world he can't comprehend. "Okay," he says finally. He turns to me, ready for the next thing. "I'm hungry. What's for dinner?" I put my hands on my hips. "I don't know, baby. What are you making?" He looks horrified, and Gerard's eyes glint. A ghost of a smile passes over his mouth. "I can't cook, Mom," Cash says. Gerard lifts him down from Shadow and gathers the reins. "Maybe you should go help your mother, son," he says. "You're not too young to learn." Cash wilts, stuffing his hands in his pockets. I pull him near, hugging him against my hip and ruffling his dark curls. "We're having breakfast," I say. "It's Sunday, so your dad gets to pick." "And he always picks breakfast," Cash says, his mood improving. Like father, like son. They'd live off biscuits and gravy if I let them. Cash takes his hat off and hits it against his thigh, the way Gerard does, to clear the dust. "All right, let's go." "Where are you headed?" Gerard asks. "Gotta help with Shadow," he says, like it's obvious. I nod and Gerard hands Cash the reins. I watch them cross the yard and enter the barn, Shadow's hooves clopping on the floor. They disappear and I hear my son's voice faintly, still asking incessant questions. My heart warms as my husband answers. Gerard has so much patience for him, just as much as he has for me. It's everyone else in the world who pisses him off. I pad barefoot through the front hall and into the living room. It looks exactly the same as the day he offered me a contract to be his submissive. Except now our son's toys are strewn across the floor. There's a stack of tin cars by the hearth and pile of sticks he brought in from the yard in the fireplace. All evidence of the life we've built together in the last 7 years. Heart warm, I head to the kitchen and start taking things from the fridge. After Cash was born, Gerard decided to designate Sunday as the one time a week where no one but our family are allowed in the ranch house. All the hired help and wranglers take a day off in their homes, in the employee housing to the west of the house. The very last day of the week is my favorite, for a few different reasons. On Sunday morning, Gerard and Cash go out to do their rounds. My son insists he be involved in everything Gerard does, but my husband only has time for it on Sundays. That's when he sets our boy on the saddle in front of him, and they ride out to the border. Sometimes they're back by noon. Other days they stay out, just riding the land. "This'll be his when we retire," Gerard says sometimes. "He needs to know it like the back of his hand." Sometimes I take Angel and go with them. Other days, I like the quiet of the house when it's just me. Tonight, the kitchen is too quiet, so I turn on Maddie's radio. Peaceful music fills the sunny space as I roll out biscuit dough and start cutting. Maddie has all the resources in the world at her fingertips, but she still uses a chipped coffee mug to cut her biscuits. I understand. There's something about the worn porcelain that's comforting. Like hundreds of hands have done this before me, and 100 more will do it when I'm gone. My mind drifts. We spent the last few years resting and raising our son. We both needed to learn to be a married couple and let time heal.